Hey everyone, it's your figure break, and today on your break, I'll be doing the 1/8 scale Kiss Shot Acerola-Orian Hard to Underblade. Gosh, that's a long name. Figure from Good Smile Company. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your break. Okay, so the 1/8 scale Kiss Shot figure from Good Smile Company. Really excited to open up this figure. It's from one of my favorite series, the Monogatari series, mostly due to the visuals, and I'll explain that a little bit further, but let's get into the box. So the front of the box just has a picture of the face of the figure with a big window to see the entire figure. On the side, you get to see the entire figure kind of slightly to the side, and then another window, and then on the back, multiple pictures of the figure at different angles, including like a night shot, like a shadow shot, which is really cool, and you'll see why that's there in just a second. And then the sticker of authenticity is right here. Actually, there's two stickers of authenticity on this one. It's on the back, and then there's one right here in the corner. I think this is like the actual one that Good Smile does, but there's that one, and then there's that one. So I don't think we've had a figure on this channel that has had two authentication stickers. And then speaking of this shadow line, the figure itself was based off of this artwork, which was for the poster for the first part of the Kizu Monogatari movie. So that's really cool that you get to see like the original artwork on the box. But let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so I'm not gonna need my knife because I actually got this used. So we're just gonna open it up. I did see to make sure that everything was in there. So everything seems to be in there, so. Alright. Just pull it up like so. So as I was saying before, the Monogatari series is a visually beautiful art anime series. Not just because it's like, oh my gosh, it's brand new and la. I like it due to the fact that when I took a photography class in college, and I took this slight fascination with photography. Thank goodness, because it proved very useful to take a photography class for this channel that I've now discovered. So the thing about the Monogatari series that I find really fascinating is usually sometimes in movies there's the regular cinematography, but then there is clips of movies that they're almost taking like pictures. So the subject matter is either off to the side of the what would be the picture, or so in other words, it's not centralized all the time, or it's a close-up of the subject, or they're showing the subject's hands of him talking and not the entire subject. So it's more presented in a photography sense rather than a film sense, if that makes sense. So yeah, very interesting in terms of that. So all I can say is that if you are a photographer and you're okay with heavy dialogue, I would definitely check out the Monogatari series. We're gonna take her out herself. Oh gosh. Oh, did anything break? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That came undone really. Oh! Man, I hate it when that happens. Absolutely hate it when that happens every single time. It gives me. Hey. If you are like man, I have the figure just for you. Okay. That's really weird. Okay. Oh gosh, though, that dropped though. my heart is still pounding from that. Oh gosh. Okay, and then the skirt. Oh, I hate it. It feels really bad too because it's kind of like slight carelessness, but at the same time I didn't know it was gonna come apart like that. So, oh gosh. Whew. Okay. Gosh, though, that drop. Oh gosh. Man, there's gonna be stuff that I was gonna commentate, but oh gosh, man, Oh, that gives me a heart attack every single time. Okay. Okay, so one Kiss Shot figure, fully assembled. And this is a very, very nice looking figure. The sculpting is really, really nice. The shading on it, especially on the dress part, is really nice. Sculpting is on point. The very nice colors too that are on it. It's a very nice contrasting colors throughout the entire figure, and the sculpting is really, really nice. The first thing that I want to point out is probably going to be the hair sculpt. The hair sculpt is, wow, that is some unique hair. How this hair is defying gravity, I don't know, but it's really amazing. And they have these very slight, where the curve happens, and then at the point, it does have a little bit of an orange highlight, so there is some highlights even throughout the entire figure, or throughout the entire hair sculpt, which is very beautiful in my opinion. As for the dress is really, really nicely done. The sculpting is absolutely amazing for sure on the dress. All these little like cuts and jaggedness. There's not too much repeating, which is really nice, so it looks very organic and original. The shading on the wrinkles and that is combined with the sculpting on it, like especially right here. Oh my gosh, that looks like real freaking cloth. It's absolutely amazing. Really, really nicely done on the dress in terms of the sculpting and the shading on it. There's very nice dark maroony red colors to kind of show to give the wrinkles a little bit more emphasis, and also on the very edge of the dress to not necessarily to show that it's burned, but to kind of give it some highlights and whatnot and some shadows to it. And also the little clear parts on I guess would be like the feather bra. It's the only thing that I could describe it as. And then these parts right here is a very nice little clear plastic. And also it's also on her gloves too, the little clear plastic parts. And the gloves are also really nicely shaded and wrinkled too. They look absolutely amazing, the shading on this figure. Very, very nicely done for sure in terms of the clothing on the figure. Now, as for the face looks amazing. I have to admit, that's probably the high point of this figure. It's this very alluring kind of like seductive kind of like bringing you in look. It's absolutely amazing. It's very reminiscent of Kiss Shot for sure, and it's really, really well done. It looks exactly like the poster is, where you kind of see only the eyes glowing and you kind of just get sucked into the artwork. The figure is premonitive of that in terms of it sucking you in. The face is absolutely amazing. Now, as for the base, it has that flaw again, just like my Yamato figure, where it's this clear plastic and there's another plastic that goes in, and you can kind of see the seam right here. I don't know why they have that separate piece of plastic, to be honest with you. I feel like they could have just made it one solid piece. It's not really necessary. They could have just had me put the figure on there and would have been just fine. I don't know why they had to split the base into two pieces. It doesn't make any sense to me. The rocks on it too, I have to admit, are pretty nicely highlighted and shaded. They're not amazing. They're okay, but they're decent. What's really weird is that they're purple. I don't know why. It's also just kind of like the color palette also with this figure. It's just a lot of purple, red, and yellow. Just a lot of that. But at the same time, nothing stands out more than another, so that's kind of nice about having this kind of universal palette on the figure. As for the sword is pretty good. The hilt right here, there's very nice detailing on it. There's a very also nice hamon line going down the katana right here. It's very organic looking. It's not regular or patterned or anything like that. And the main issue that I have with the sword is I felt like this part right here, this dark gray part, could have been a little bit brighter to kind of shine and show that the katana's made out of metal, because right now it kind of looks like a sword that's been left outside for a little bit too long. Not necessarily rusty, but kind of like that dark metallic look that sometimes things get when they're outside for like a day or so. So I felt like if they made that a little bit brighter, it would look really, really cool, and would have shown up also in, say, like your darker photos if you want to, like, you know, recreate the poster. But, you know, that's the only fault with it. Other than that, though, it's a pretty nice looking katana, and it's, of course, one of the main features of the figure. So really, really nicely done. So as for a rating of the figure, I'm probably going to be giving it an 8.2. Yeah, 8.2. Mostly due to the fact that it's one of these figures that, like, was almost there, and they just didn't. It was so close of becoming a little bit better. Like they had these highlights on the hair. Okay, so they had the idea of putting highlights in, but then on parts where they could have put it in, they didn't. Like in the bangs of her, it's kind of like a very flat looking yellow, and it's almost too, like, bright in your face. I feel like they should have put some highlights to kind of mull it out a little bit, in my opinion. So that's unfortunate. Now, as for the dress is nicely shaded, though. That they did well on. So they kind of did well on the dress part, and then they kind of didn't carry it over to the hair, which is kind of like one of the main features of the figure, so that's kind of saddening. But still, the sculpting of the entire figure is absolutely amazing. Like, the flowing of the ribbon here is very, very nicely done. The wrinkles here are amazing. And the hair sculpt is obviously absolutely amazing. The wrinkles in the glove, absolutely amazing sculpting on that too. So very, very nicely done. And again, really the only flaw is, again, they just had to go just a little bit higher to put some shading and highlights into the hair, and this would have probably been a good, I would say, an 8.9 if the shading was like a little bit higher. However, I will give Good Smile props to the fact that they definitely gave a really nice figure from the inspiration of the poster. I have to admit, they did a really good job, especially with the face, making sure that they had that very alluring and, like, welcoming face to the figure. They definitely did a really good job. Probably one of the better faces ever done on a figure before, I have to admit. So I am really glad that I now have it in my collection, and it's an absolutely amazing figure. I highly recommend that you get it if you like the Monogatari series, and also you should watch the Monogatari series. So yeah. Okay, everyone, that concludes my review of the 1/8 scale Kiss Shot Acerola-Orian Hard to Under Blade figure. I really hope you enjoyed the review, and I really hope you enjoyed your break too, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.